The third-tier regime of warring trousers, which controls the post-curtain forces of the syringes, gradually erects water, such as an invisible black hand perpetrators. The majority of the unknown persons have been accustomed to living in unannounced jails, while a step has been taken to excavate those involved in secret detention. Deaths of people in institutions working with due diligence can be traced to the history of the forces that have come to the scene but have been brutally killed in the absence of loudspeak. 100 years have never been caught in a dark bunker, forced to stop electricity because of engine failures. That is also the time for the world on the ground to be truly inclusive. There has never been so many times when the story is watched together in the case of a single visitor, and there is a odious phenomenon. Return to the home, reverse. This is the second day of a wake-up of silos, earthquakes in which Ace and Blacks are not aware that they are certainly engine failures. He's sleeping over his rush to run underground work, see its own land and enter the bunker. He has learned from his hurdles and has warned him that he can only face himself. It is his responsibility to ensure that the engine is functioning properly. If a malfunction occurs, the entire silo will fall into darkness. Even 1 hour all are threatened with panic erosion and fear of rising underground rooms, drunk and probably a group of mads throwing down the bottom. Any one catastrophic failure, the silos will cease to exist, so that the IT engine is seen as a life-saving existence. At the same time, Mayors or Old Liu, accompanied by a patrol from the upper tier, is required to elect a new police officer as soon as possible in order to maintain the order of the past. However, Mayor encountered one difficulties in the form of a standard of accommodation, which provides that the last officer may appoint a successor to his or her next assignment, and that the police shall select a mechanical device when he or she takes over the ground engineers. But Eric has never had police experience, so neither the Ministry of Justice nor Andy agreed to allow him to take over the powers of the mayor of the Book City. He then wanted to look at what he had done as a private battalion. He arrived at the middle and long outstanding population and went on. As a result, it is a physician who looks to the newborn. Dr. Pitt is the head here and the father of Aristide, whose relationship has been alienated and has been abandoned. There is no longer a long time to see, and no useful information is available for the market. He also looks at the smallness of the grief not leading the world. The paper left behind is 400,000. However, once again, earthquakes have occurred, engines are extremely dysfunctional. Handheld doors, careful the tempo of the operation of the motor is simply not available on the site. In order to restore normality as soon as possible, the Minister for Equitable Choice of Access to Homes Director Heavy Mountains closed doors, each of which was sustained at the cost of life. After a moment, Eric reconversion of manual pressure the market, which was duly driven, was also seen by the mayor. The mayor handed over a long emblem to Eric, and he hoped that he would do so. Acceptance of a new senior police officer is significant. Initially, I feel that it is not appropriate for itself, and there is no awareness of why a police officer is appointed until a police officer is seen. He then exercised restraint and went out of the market. He was, however, given a condition for his appointment, to be able to overhaul the engine in order to maintain it. The need for the engine to stop it means that the entire silo will fall into darkness. However, for long periods, the mayor agreed to his role. This evening 10 points will start 8 hours without electricity, during which class will be completely in darkness. Orders by the mayor that the population should be gathered in the designated security zone, which is inconsistent persons will be imprisoned. Timing, sibling switching and opening of the workroom. There is no doubt that the people who have witnessed this curtain are the leaders of the camera of the world's fruits. Simultaneous and emergency arrangement for the maintenance of engines, the opening of passports, has revealed that there is a problem of good practice. If so long, the engines will be completely lost silos to them for a period of time, with engines operating from the basement for the closure of mountain valves, removal of courier and land reservoirs is higher. However, due to insufficient experience, which is too tense to break down the bitter bona fide, and panic livelihoods no optimism, due to the temperature of the valves, which exceeds the planned rate of progress, which may be performed only a few minutes in the well area overloading, whole vapor would have exploded, and the consequences would not have been imagined for the urgent deployment of Iraq. To allow for the continuation of the above-mentioned construction work for itself, the situation at a time when the valorization of the valve door was confusing, and the steam was fumigated by the steam of the steam of the steam, and the steam of the steam of the burner could be seen. High temperatures of the bunker at which the temperature rises dramatically, and after the collision, hot water must be endured on the body of the Helis. Loss of maintenance time, equipping the whole of the collection of aids into crisis prevention result in good faith life at risk, generally safe and good industry, which vents water pipes to steams, hose pits, ends with a sense of no risk, reptiles on the bunker door, Grand Hill launching the vapor switch engine refunctioning, repairing only everything that can be done in a small way against the imaginary, rushing to the engine, all prayed for all the smooth skillful lights, looking at the bright world of their own, and the joy of the people on the face. Second day, Erica Irene A.'s police emblem sounded only when he was born. This is the signal that the police are left to her. As to what is the truth, he needs to go to the police for the long term. At the same time, the anti-question of living gas: why will the mayor suddenly suspend electricity? This is a major decision, and it is not possible for him to be a person, and it is clearly a matter of discontent in the Ministry of Justice. However, power cuts on the other hand, the mayor strongly believes that Eric should be a new police officer for a long period of time and must be brought to the same future as Integrum. The mayor was then pleased to sign the letter of appointment. Others: the mayor was left behind when he told a company with a long-standing bunker room with a toilet. The Secretary General